Tonight, the capital in cleanup mode following the steady blast of snow that hampered the commute home. Back-to-back break-ins at a Carleton business. A restaurant owner sounds the alarms after a crime spree with no arrests. Plus, an Ottawa resident in Cuba facing a cancelled flight. Many Canadians cutting vacation short as airlines pull out of the country facing a fuel crisis. Good evening. The special weather statement for Ottawa has ended, but we could still get some mixed precipitation overnight. Though the winter storm clouds over the capital calmed down early this evening, it was not an easy commute home. This is a live look at the Queensway this hour, mostly clear from traffic now after several collisions and major backups this afternoon. And this time-lapse video shows a storm moving into downtown Ottawa earlier. Snowflakes started falling steadily around 1:30 p.m., a bit later than expected, but things picked up quickly and didn't stop for hours. Even then, as CTV's Caitlin Wilson reports, what was a headache for drivers was a dream for others who embraced the conditions.
The snow is enough to keep some people inside, but not Jen Flemke. It's why she runs.
I thought I could catch it because I enjoy running in the snow with this, snowflakes coming down.
And there's been plenty of it this season, with more on the way. Environment Canada issuing a special weather statement for Ottawa, calling for up to 12 centimeters of snow throughout this evening.
The best part, probably no schoolwork.
Which is just fine for best friends Harrison and Corbin, who are making the most of the day. School buses were canceled across the region, and with them, their class ski trip.
A little bit bummed, but then we figured out we had each other. Yeah. And we decided to go sledding down.
Snow started falling early, with officials warning it could make for a messy commute home.
As always, the more people we can have that make alternate arrangements so they're not out on the roads during those peak periods will help our teams get through and clear the roads and sidewalks faster.
The frequent cold and snow this winter keeping both city crews and private companies busy. More than 180 centimeters of snow has already fallen this season.
Let it stop. We're at about 30 times going out this winter already, and we worked about the same time already, and now it's February 10th. Then we did work last whole year.
Back at the Toboggan Hill, while some are ready for a little reprieve,
I do hear a lot of clients who love the winter who are saying they're just over it.
Others are finding a way to embrace it.
It's good for winter sports.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Time now to see what else is in store for the capital weather-wise. Here's what you can expect. A chance of flurries overnight, even a risk of freezing drizzle. A few flurries expected tomorrow, but things should taper off. And sunshine on Thursday. The next 24 hours looking like this when you wake up. -10 to start things off, but a daytime high of -4. In other news, safety fears are bubbling over for one Ottawa business owner after back-to-back break-ins. She reports 5 at her restaurants in just 1 week. The 2 restaurants, Spicy Man and Cuba Barbecue, are located at 956 Merivale Road in the Carleton area. CTV's Austin Lee has more.
I can't sleep, so sometimes I can't focus myself.
5 break-ins in just 7 days. Now the owner of Cuba Barbecue and Spicy Man restaurants says something needs to be done to catch those responsible before the situation escalates.
What if they come by and they go into the store? They don't afraid of anything. They using a knife or something to threaten my stuff.
Out of fear for her safety, the owner has asked CTV News not to identify her. In one of the recent break-ins, someone broke off the front door handle of the upstairs restaurant after staff tried to use chains to keep thieves out.
I'm in a dangerous situation because they must have really sharp tools. I don't call it weapon, but it could be something really dangerous to all people and the stuff.
The owner says on February 3rd, a thief made off with the cash drawer. Then another break-in on Friday when they tried to break into the cash register and again on Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday when someone walked around the business filling a bag with random items. Still no word from police on any arrests.
I call the police every day, and then I don't even know should I call or not. Every time I give them evidence from the photo and from the videos. Yeah, but I'm still waiting.
Ottawa police say the investigation into these incidents is ongoing and officers are following all available leads.
They'd look for similarities, they'd look for people they know, they would talk to informants, they'd look for any evidence like fingerprints or things that might be there.
In the meantime, the owner waits anxiously for those responsible to be arrested.
Yeah, it makes me really worried, and I just can't focus on doing things. It's very hard for me.
Austin Lee, CTV News.
Via Rail passengers continue to deal with canceled trips along the Ottawa-Montreal-Toronto corridor. Another 7 trains were canceled today, along with dozens of others scheduled in the coming days. That brings a number of canceled trips to 35 this week. The Crown Corporation still hasn't said exactly what's causing the increase in cancellations, only that it's dealing with operational constraints. Affected passengers were rebooked or provided a refund. In developing news, an Eastern Ontario mayor is slamming the government's return to office policy for federal public servants. In a post on social media, North Grenville Mayor Nancy Beckford writes, this policy once again reveals a clear bias for employing people living in the city instead of outer-lying communities like North Grenville. She adds it will have the effect of significantly narrowing the talent pool for federal public servants. The government is requiring executives to work in the office full-time starting in May and all other employees 4 days a week in July. Peckford says many public servants in her community will now face a daily commute of up to 3 hours. Unions are also pushing back on the policy change, but the government says having workers in the same space will be better for collaboration. Newly released info is shining a light on the number of federal government employees found guilty of misconduct or wrongdoing. According to the government, between April 2024 and March 2025, there were more than 26 cases resulting in 145 public servants being fired and another 783 suspended without pay. Others received written reprimands or different disciplinary measures. Some were sleeping on duty, while other violations were more serious, such as workplace violence and privacy breaches. The most terminations were reported by the Canada Revenue Agency. Meanwhile, a mayor in Renfrew County has had his pay suspended for nearly half a year after the Integrity Commissioner found he abused the strong mayor powers. The mayor of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards Township, located about 2 hours west of Ottawa, was also found to have used his authority to bully and harass staff members. CTV's Dylan Dyson has more.
And Councillor Smith?
Yes.
The resolution is carried.
Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards Mayor Dave Mayville has had his pay suspended for 180 days.
In our view, it's necessary for a maximum penalty to reflect the seriousness of the nature of the breaches.
Following a complaint in December, an Integrity Commissioner's report has found that Mayville has willfully misinterpreted the province's strong mayor powers.
Our mayor has been using those strong mayor powers to, in our opinion, to advance his own agenda.
Granted to the township last May, the strong mayor powers allow mayors to advance the province's priorities of building more homes and infrastructure to support housing. Instead, local councillors say the mayor was trying to act as king of the township.
I think for our mayor, the strong mayor powers kind of went right to his head. He was trying to direct agendas, he was trying to direct staff, he was trying to direct how we run meetings, which, you know, is completely contrary to our procedural bylaw.
All of the directives or decisions that I had made was organizationally and administratively.
It was also found that while misusing the strong mayor powers, Mayville was using his authority to abuse staff and even threaten the township's CAO's job.
The manner in which he's attempted to impose these decisions on the council and staff has amounted to bullying, intimidation, and harassment of staff.
I've said at meetings what a toxic work environment it was, especially for our staff. We were very concerned for their mental health, their well-being.
I think at this time, no comment. They're simply directions or decisions that I've made.
Mayville says he has sought legal counsel to determine his next steps.
I'm trying to do what's best for the township and for the future, and I think that's number one on my mind, and I think we're a better township with the strong mayor in effect.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News, Killaloe.
If cancellation or interruption insurance was not purchased or it can't be purchased as of today, they don't have a lot of holdout for any hope of getting any of their monies back.
Coming up, Canadians in Cuba. An Ottawa resident is there dealing with a canceled flight and will likely have time on the island cut short.
You're watching CTV News at 11:30 with Stefan Keys.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is -8 out there right now, feeling like -13. Let's have a closer look at that forecast. Our satellite radar picture shows quite a bit of cloud coverage hovering over the region. There is still a 60% chance that we could see some overnight flurries, and there is a risk of freezing drizzle overnight as well. Tonight's low here in Ottawa, -11. Similar conditions right across the region. Cornwall sitting at -10 overnight for the low. Brockville also -10. In Kingston, -7. Trenton, -6. So a little warmer in those areas. Mont Tremblant seeing an overnight low of -12, also expecting some snowfall, and Petawawa -10 overnight, as well as Kemptville. Tomorrow's daytime highs -4 in Ottawa, Kittagan-Zibi, Cornwall, Pembroke. It'll be -2 tomorrow in Bancroft, and 1 degree in Kingston and Trenton, -1 in Brockville. As we continue to take a look across the region, -5 for the daytime high. Very comfortable skiing conditions on the slopes of Mont Tremblant, -4 in Montreal and -1 in Kemptville. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast right now, we expect the flurries overnight to continue possibly in the morning for that morning commute, but tapering off. Thursday, lots of sunshine, should be fairly dry on Thursday. -4 might be a good day to wash off some of the salt and dirt off the car with those conditions. -2 and cloudy on Friday. Overnight lows in the negative double-digit territory up until the weekend, until we start a new week on Monday, where we actually see temperatures above that freezing mark. And as the situation in Cuba continues to deteriorate, Canada's 3 major airlines have all canceled flights to the island. The country is dealing with a critical fuel shortage, and empty planes are being sent from this country to help bring travelers back home. CTV's Rahim Ladani spoke with one Canadian that was supposed to fly back to Ottawa at the end of the month.
For some Canadians in Cuba, their vacations are being cut short, now waiting to get back home.
A smooth trip down here has turned into a sort of disruptive return. So we're just going to enjoy the weather.
Steve Chapman flew to Veradero over the weekend and wasn't scheduled to fly back to Ottawa until the end of the month. But WestJet sent him an email overnight saying his flight home has been canceled.
We spoke to a person on the ground here, the tour operator, and she said that we just need to wait for an email from WestJet saying when we will be on our way home.
WestJet, Air Transat, and Air Canada are all winding down operations to the island country, which is experiencing its worst economic crisis in nearly 70 years. The country is struggling amid a lack of access to Venezuelan crude oil following U.S. action in that country. This has prompted major airlines to fly empty planes with extra fuel to bring travelers back.
That's why this is going to roll over the next, 5-10 days and bring people back as they were normally scheduled to when they left. And the idea of that is it gives people a chance to enjoy their time down there.
At Terminal 3 inside Toronto's Pearson International Airport, some travelers are beginning to arrive from Cuba.
Our resort was good, the food was fine. We had little hot water, but that was fine. And
no power outages.
No power outages or anything like that.
On our resort we didn't, but there was a whole bunch of people's resorts who got shut down due to the oil crisis.
It's not easy for the Cubans, but for the tourists, we have no problems whatsoever, to be honest with you. And I'm really sad that they've canceled all the flights.
Cuba's economy could suffer even further as airlines announce they're halting service until at least the end of April. Those who have flights booked will likely be reimbursed, but not necessarily for all expenses.
What about the non-refundable cost of the airfare, the vacation, the tours, all that? Unfortunately, if cancellation or interruption insurance was not purchased or it can't be purchased as of today, they don't have a lot of holdout for any hope of getting any of their monies back.
Some hotels have been closed and guests relocated as the Cuban government tries to save on resources. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
And we have extended coverage of Cuba's fuel crisis with plans to touch base with that Ottawa resident tomorrow. Just go to our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca, for the latest.
When it comes to life insurance, people don't think about their debt.
Coming up, why some people may be surprised by one company's report on the number of Canadians going without life insurance.
Get the latest live, local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
With the cost of living increasing, it can be difficult to pay your bills, and a new survey finds many Canadians don't bother having life insurance. CTV's Pat Foran explains why experts recommend having it in your financial picture.
Can I just try this right?
Pamela and Luigi Lacorda Vaughn are getting ready for a birthday party for their twins who are turning 1 year old. Even before they started a family, they decided to get life insurance as part of their financial plan.
Now that we have 2 kids, it makes me feel so much more relieved. It's part of our budget now. We don't even think twice about it.
A life insurance survey by Policy Me found 42% of Canadians don't have life insurance or are unsure if they do, and 65% said they are unlikely to get life insurance in the next 5 years. The Lacords say for them, it was an important part of their fiscal strategy.
It's not much given the psychological benefit knowing that if you pass, your kids are set up, your mortgage can be paid off, and they won't have any burden.
When it comes to life insurance, people don't think about their debt.
Policy Me specializes in term policies and says life insurance is not as expensive as many people think. A 20-year term policy for $250,000 for a 35-year-old man who is healthy and a non-smoker is about $19 a month. For a 35-year-old woman, the same coverage is about $15 a month. Once locked in, rates won't go up, and you can cancel at any time.
The point of life insurance is really to make sure that if that future income were to, not be around because because you pass away, that there is still money there to support the people who are relying on you.
Life insurance is a critical part of asset protection.
Financial expert Evelyn Jack says families should have a will along with life insurance and says when policies are cashed in, they're tax-free.
It's a transaction you should do for yourself and your family to give you some peace of mind.
Finding extra money for another monthly expense can be difficult, but it may be worth it to know in the event of your death, your loved ones will be looked after. Pat Foran, CTV News.
In local consumer and health news, you'll no longer be able to get ginger ale at the Ottawa Hospital. The hospital says it has pulled the beverage from its menu because of its limited nutritional value and high sugar content. It's part of the hospital's wider plan to overhaul its menu to provide healthier options, although it may be a popular remedy people turn to if they have a sore throat or upset stomach. So far, ginger ale is still being offered at the Montfort and Queensway Carleton hospitals. Heads up to Ottawa parents, the city's spring swimming registration started online tonight. Before signing up, you can visit the city's website to browse through available swimming activities for all ages and favorite your preferred options. Registration went live at 9 p.m. Registration for all other recreation, arts, culture, and virtual activities starts this Thursday, also at 9 p.m. And a popular destination in our region is making a major policy change. Nordique Spa in Chelsea, Quebec is banning cell phone use in several areas. Customers will now have to leave their phones in their lockers. The devices are not permitted in saunas, baths, the floating pool, rest areas, and massage and treatment waiting rooms. Phones will only be allowed in the lobby, restaurant, and locker room.
At that time, there were no black bus drivers. They were all white.
Still to come, celebrating local black history with OC Transpo's first black bus driver. Welcome back. The National Capital Region will host a major cybersecurity summit in the last month of the year.
It reflects the ambition we have to position Ottawa-Gatineau as Canada's defence innovation hub.
The mayors of Ottawa and Gatineau made the announcement this morning. The In Cyber Forum Canada conference will feature hundreds of speakers and exhibitors from defence, law enforcement, and the public sector. Organizers say the goal is to build lasting trust in the age of AI and global threats.
In an era where digital resilience is inseparable from national security, bringing together leaders from government, industry, academia, and civil society is more important than ever. This event represents more than a conference. It is a national collaboration, a shared commitment, a collective step towards protecting Canada's digital future.
Events will take place at Rogers Centre, Ottawa, and in Gatineau from December 1st to 3rd. Ottawa's first black public transit bus driver is being celebrated. 84-year-old Winston Cumberbatch began working as a bus driver in the late 60s, paving the way for others. CTV's Peter Sperling has tonight's Black History Month feature.
This is the young Winston.
Winston Cumberbatch is part of Ottawa's history, paving the way for others.
I never thought of that, you know. I just did my job.
Hired as a bus operator in 1968, he's being recognized as being the first black employee of the Ottawa Transportation Commission, now OC Transpo.
At that time, there were no black bus drivers. They were all white.
Born in Barbados, he moved to Ottawa from London, England at age 25. One evening, riding a bus in his new city,
I said to myself, you know, I would love to do that.
He applied and months later was told,
"We have checked you, and I believe you're the one that should start, our first black employee." And the rest is history.
Cumberbatch says transportation management was supportive.
I felt very comfortable, really. Yeah, there were some negative situations, but you know, it never bothered me that much, really, because I know who I am and the way I was brought up by my parents, and I had that confidence that I would be an asset.
Bus driver for the first 10 years, then supervisor for the next 20, retiring in 1998. He still remembers his first day behind the wheel.
This lady said to me, you know, I'm happy that OTC employed a black employee because the city must reflect all people.
Mayor Sutcliffe honoring Cumberbatch at a City Hall ceremony recently.
Very touching ceremony, an opportunity for me to honor him and his family as a leader in our community and as the first black employee of OC Transpo during Black History Month.
At 84, Cumberbatch remembers his time with OC Transpo fondly.
I enjoy that, yeah, meeting people and as a young man, you know, to drive this big bus. And, you know, it was a great responsibility.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
When we return, another landmark lit up in red for Heart Month. Stay with us.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's still holding steady at -8 out there. And taking a look at your wake-up weather right now, -10 is how we're going to start off the day. A chance of flurries. There's a risk of freezing drizzle overnight, and that risk continues into tomorrow morning. Some slight winds gusting in from the west expected, around 10 kilometers per hour tomorrow. We'll hit a daytime high of -4. Those flurries should taper off. and leave way for clear skies on Thursday, sunshine, and a high of -4. Finally for us tonight, one of Ottawa's most popular picture-taking locations changing its color for Heart Month. Tonight you can see the glow of red in the Byward Market as the Ottawa sign is lit up in support of the Heart Institute's Light the Capital Red campaign. All month long, you'll notice businesses, restaurants, and even construction equipment lit up in red to bring awareness to the Heart Institute's fundraising campaign and life-changing research. That is CTV News for this Tuesday, February 10th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app, and for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. Stay warm and stay safe.